Now you have the opportunity to stabilize the instability in regards to thoughts, to make you a pure conduit to access universal information, and to fundamentally increase your own telepathic ability. Find out more in this episode of Intuitive Messages. Hello, I'm Brad Johnson, and welcome to this episode of Intuitive Messages. And yes, of course, it's raining today, but that's alright, as rain itself, just like sunshine, is a form of purging and bringing in new energies to our own earth. So what I'm going to be talking about in this particular episode of Intuitive Messages is the stabilization of thoughts, the stabilization of mind. How can this be achieved? Well, to the person that could be labeled by the medical community as ADD or ADHD, attention deficit disorder, that person may have struggles, may have complications in determining exactly how they can stabilize their thoughts. They may often feel that they're too distracted to meditate, that they're too distracted to focus on one particular thing. From what intuitive guidance has told me, the idea of the distraction or the ADD labeled individual is that distractions through thoughts are created through the suppression of expression. And so when you are an individual, like me, who I in the past have been labeled as ADD myself, when you have these distractive thoughts, basically what's happening is they're created as distraction because you're not able to express them. You're not able to express yourself. There's something that's holding you back. And so this suppression of expression is what's creating all these thoughts of distraction. And that there is a way to allow yourself to express these thoughts, to show your emotions, to share your truth, to spread that information outwards. This is the key. Because if you were to keep everything all bottled up inside a jar, that jar is going to keep overflowing and overflowing with all of these distractions being placed inside of it due to a lack of expression. So if you really want to overcome the instability of thoughts, feel free to express yourself. Maybe you have a fear of going out in public and talking. Maybe you have a fear of talking to other people close to you for the fear of repercussion, the fear of judgment upon them to you. But the whole idea is it doesn't always have to be in front of a crowd. It doesn't have to be in front of other people. There's documentation, writing down your thoughts, being honest with yourself. This is the key to allowing yourself to express based on all of those forms of instabilities contained with thoughts that represent distraction. This is how you can become better in meditation, is because when you are able to resolve those thoughts that create distraction, well, that distraction is no longer going to exist. So the whole idea here is that if you can put your mind into dealing with all of the distractions that come up here's thought A, thought B, thought C, thought D, etc., and you can address what those thoughts are telling you, that there are issues, that there are dramas that still need to be resolved in regards to these thoughts. You put them into action through self-discourse, not through the idea of having to go out to a crowd and talk to people about it, or talking to close family, close relatives, close friends, close associates, co-workers, etc. It's all the idea of just being honest with yourself and unleashing it in your own way. Releasing those thoughts that create distraction so that distraction is no longer apparent. Now, how does this increase your telepathic ability? Telepathic ability comes from a clear mind. It comes through the purification of knowing that there are thoughts that are coming into your conscious that you know are not your own. And so when you have this big bundle of thoughts that you know are your own based upon dramas and issues, and you're looking to resolve them through documentation, through talking to yourself, just by being one with your emotions, being one with all the thought process, then you're opening yourself up, you're expanding yourself up into the clearness state, into a form of clarity, so that you can start receiving thoughts that you know are not your own. You're, in that sense, self-training. You're training yourself to become a telepathic translator. This is what channeling is all about. This is what psychics, intuitives do, is they're able to bring void into their mind. And through the thoughts they receive that they know are not their own, that is how they're able to portray what they're receiving through their mind. So in that sense, you're just doing house cleaning. You're doing housework in your mind to take all of these distracting thoughts, addressing them to the best of your ability so that those distracting thoughts are never there. What does it take for a thought to be distractive? It takes unresolvement. And so if you are able to resolve that which is unresolved, this is what will bring you more clarity, help you to become an exponential telepathic translator, telepathic relay facilitator, and allow yourself to have a much more clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, complete 100% clarity of mind, to bring yourself into meditation, to bring yourself into any other particular form of practice that can greatly expand your consciousness. So, give yourself some homework. Look into these thoughts that represent distraction, and through your own way of releasing that, not keeping it corked in a bottle, but opening up that cork and releasing all of those distracting thoughts so that you know you can have a purity of mind. How do you know when you have a purity of mind? When those thoughts that come up are no longer distractive, are no longer trying to get your attention. You have the clarity of mind, the pureness of intent, and you are becoming a facilitator of higher consciousness. Thank you very much for watching Intuitive Messages. I'm Brad Johnson. I will talk to you again soon. Namaste.